Right, it's about time we do some work on the little old Streetwise. MOT is coming up quite soon. I think the car is pretty much okay. I will have to give it a little bit of a check over before the MOT, but the main issue that I want to address is the wings. Now, last time they did mention on MOT that could probably do with some new front wings. Both sides are the same. This one's even worse. But yeah, there's nothing really left of that one. And this one is full of filler. Oh, and tin foil. So yeah, that's what we've got to address. And you see, they fill that filler, sprayed a rattle can, and the blend is rubbish. But what I have got is I've got two brand new wings in colour. Now the colour match, I've had this up against here, I've polished the door and I've polished this little bit of the bonnet. Now it don't match too badly to the door, but you can clearly see the paint difference on the actual wing itself. Hang on, let me get a cloth. Get rid of some of this dust. This is one that I've previously polished, and we'll just offer it up. I'm not going to run the cloth over the wing because I'll end up scratching it, but you can clearly see the colour difference between there. That one's not too bad. Obviously I've got a lot of dust on it again. I don't want to wipe the dust off because I'll end up scratching the wing. But we have got a bit of a colour match difference. Now again, I've had these wings for the last, I literally ordered the wings, all the wheel arch trims, and I've got the accessory style side skirts because they're all in stock at Rover Brothers. The wings I got off eBay, already painted, and I fitted a couple from the same people who've done these ones. I've fitted a few of these, and the paint match hasn't really been that bad, but you can clearly see the difference is a lot darker. It's almost like they painted it over the e-coat rather than laying down some grey primer then painting them. So I think they've just keyed the surface over the e-coat and then just painted them over with the ignition blue paint, hence the reason why it's slightly darker. But anyway, that is pretty much what we're going to be doing today. I'm not going to be filming every single step because I'll be doing this over a course of a couple of days while I'm doing other customers' jobs. But yeah, we're going to jack it up. We're going to remove the wheels, remove the inner arch liners. We're going to take the bumper off and get the wings off. Right, and with that wheel off, we can see all the fixings that we need to get to. So all these little plastic rivets, they all need to come out, and of course as soon as you put a screwdriver in them, they all round off. The screws with non-screws, they're just so corroded that you can't even get a screwdriver in them. So what I normally do is just get an angle grind and just slice down and use a flathead screwdriver, and they normally come out okay. Yeah, these ones are a bit tricky to get to. If you can see that, I don't know. Just these ones up in here, and there's one in here as well. They're a little bit tricky to get to. We've got a load of bolts, plastic nuts for the top of the front bumper, and also underneath we have got some more of these screws. Again, we'll just slice them and use a flathead screwdriver to undo them. And then we've got some more screws or bolts, 10 mils. Yeah, again, I think I'm going to have to cut the head off that, because I don't think that's going to come off. It's probably just going to snap as soon as I touch it. But yeah, what we're going to do is just get all these inner arch liners off and see if we can get this bumper off and see what's lurking behind it. This old girl's getting a tad rusty now, so I'm almost debating not to put all the time, money and effort into it. It's just getting a bit rusty. God knows what I'm going to find when I take the sill covers off, but we've got it in the workshop anyway, so we need a little bit of welding, and we can do a little bit of welding on it. But right, let's just crack on. Let's get these bits and pieces off, and hopefully that will show us what horrors lie beneath. Bloody plastic nut, and it's sheared off. That is a plastic nut. Yeah. There we go. Right, that's one inner arch liner off and one wing off. We have had some casualties though, unfortunately. We bloody ripped the bumper here. This is just all, well, that goes into, oh sorry, this goes, bolts into the wing. I have got new ones of these. I think I've got the right ones. We'll need to remove this bit off this bumper here as well. We have had a snap bolt for that bottom wing. There is two more just in the door jamb there that you need to get to. You just have to loosen them off because they're just like a fork that goes into there. But the biggest discovery is we got some rust. Now luckily you can't really see that with the arch liner in, so to be honest with you, I think I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to drill that out for the bottom thing, and then yeah, I think we'll probably just leave that. The inner tower is okay, or not, shall we say. Nah, that's fucked, that, isn't it? That's pretty, oh, that's pretty fucked. Anyway, we'll carry on regardless. We'll fit these wings and we'll come to that another day when we need to be honest with you. Probably when the old suspension leg comes up through the tower normally. But I knew it wasn't going to be great because we've got some bubbling going on here, although that's quite solid. I wouldn't want to hit it with a hammer though. But yeah, we'll get the wings on and go from there. I've got all new bolts and clips and stuff coming hopefully. Well, I've just ordered what I could order basically. So yeah, right, let's get the other side off and then get this front bumper off. Right, so that's the sill cover off. As you can see, full of mud, and not too difficult to get off really. Got some little clamp things that literally goes on one side of the sill cover and then just clip up on the sill, and then a load of these little red push clips. Now again, the theme of this car is rust, and got a little bit at the back here. The other side is slightly worse, but as you can see, we've got a little bit of a rust bubble there on that arch anyway. But here we're quite soft. I'm not going to poke too hard. I'm literally going to fit the new sill cover and fit and forget basically, and we'll address these situations as and when they come up on the MOT or if something breaks. That's my mentality anyway on this car. So if not, we're going to be another car down for many months, because I really haven't got the time to weld it up. So yeah, I mean, it's not anything structural, so they are just covers. Again, got a little hole on this one here, but again, I ain't going to worry too much about it because there's about 4 or 5 different skins here. That's just literally the outside cover for it. So yeah, I think we'll have a little bit of a tidy up. Bumpers off, all the bolts that were underneath that goes onto the cross frame, they all snapped off, so we're going to have to drill them out. We've got one to drill out for the bottom of the wing down there, and we could potentially have a couple to drill out here. I might just drill it and then just put a rivet nut in it or something, because they are just studs with a plastic nut on it. I don't know why they snap. So I'd expect the plastic nut to snap before the actual stud itself. But anyway, we've got a couple of other little bits and pieces to take off. We've got the wing stays to take off. That one's looking a little bit worse for wear. Hopefully we can get that off okay. The bolt is in there somewhere. And then we've got the bumper to clean up as well. Get rid of all the old stuff as well. See if we can clean up some of this rust that's bled onto the bumper cover itself. Yeah, we're slowly getting there. Slowly but surely. And again, with that bumper off, it gives me a chance to clean some of this overspray off the lights as well. So same on both sides. Even the little indicator lights have got bloody overspray on them. So yeah, this is a big pile of scrap. So we'll get rid of that. We'll have a little clean up, and that will do it for today. And I will cut back in when we do a little bit more. Right, we're at a point now where I've taken all the stuff off that I need to take off. We've still got to prep a load of things on this side, but what I have done is I've fitted this side already, just to, because the wings, they don't have the holes provisioned in the wheel arch to obviously take the plastic outer arch. So you have to drill them yourself. So I just want to make sure that I can come up with some sort of plan to do that, and also to fit these side skirts. Now, if you don't replace your plastic wheel arch, you're going to struggle, especially if your wings are as rotten as what mine was, because there are no reference marks whatsoever to take anything from. You know, the whole outer side of the lip was gone, and all the holes were basically rotted away, so we couldn't have done that. So what I ended up doing was taking the old arch, popping the clips out, and then drilling through where the clips go, and then offering this up to the new wing with it all in place, and then just marking through, drilling, and then you can then put the wheel arch on. Is it perfect? No, it is not. The bit is a little bit further down what I needed to, and there is some double-sided sticky tape on the side there that don't, like some 3M tape, which don't want to stick very well. So that was my first problem. The second problem is the colour match. As you can see, slightly off, but it's what it is. You know, I didn't take it to a body shop. I literally brought them off eBay, already painted, so you're going to have some discrepancies in the painting itself. We got our new wing stay bracket in place. If I can adjust, there we go. So that's all in place. I gave that a bit of a wire brush down and a little bit of paint just to tidy that bit up, because that was quite rusty there as well. And the other issue that I had were these side skirts. Now I ended up buying 2 sets of side skirts, because the first set, they didn't want to clip in, they didn't want to form to the car whatsoever. I think I just had them on the shelf for way too long, and they must have misshapen. So luckily Rimmer Brothers still hold some of these in stock, so I got another set, only about 30-35 quid I think they were. But they were slightly better, but not great. As you can see, we have got the clip half hanging out there, and this one here just don't want to go into place. So I think that's just because that hole there, the actual hole in the body, is just so rotten. But you can see they don't really form to the body shape very well. So we've got the front clips in, we've got the bottom clips in, so it's just a matter of time to see how long they last, basically. I think what I will do, which I didn't really want to do, is I might gunk some Tiger Seal down in there, and then just get something to hold that in place while it's set, basically. I didn't want to do that because the whole idea is that I want to be able to take them off, they're removable, just in case I need to do any welding later on in the future. Right, another thing I've done is I just tidied up all this front bit here, just gave it a clean, some black spray paint, because that was looking quite rusty behind there. And I've drilled out the 2 holes for the bottom of the bumper. The middle one is completely gone, just completely rotted. I can't even get a rivet nut in it, it's so rotted. So luckily the bumper will hide that bit out. Right, so let's get this welder out of the way. Let's do some prep on the bottom of the seal. So we've got to clean it, we've got to remove the old tags, and we still need to drill out this broken bolt here. So let's get on and do some work. So this is the new wing. One in its box. I haven't even checked this one, so God knows what it's like. As I've had these now for well over a year and a half. I literally ordered all these wings, all these parts, like a couple of weeks after getting the car. So hopefully all is good. Well, I'm going to put you down before I drop this wing on the floor. And that's when you take it out of the box and find it's a complete different colour. But no, that's in blue, which is a good start. Whether it's the correct shade of blue like the other side, who knows. Right, let's get this fitted onto here. Right, I've got a new wing stay bracket thing still on. And then put our power steering bracket back on. Just a little bit of under seal on the end of them threads there. It's got some wax oil in, so hopefully if we ever have to take them out again in the future, then they'll come out nice and easily. Right, so we've got a couple of these little tabs here that goes in some bolts just behind the door. Now I haven't taken the bolts out, so hopefully we can slip them in. Right, so at the minute, the door gap is pretty awful. not terrible, is it? I'm using all new hardware with this, just because they're available. Right, as the old saying goes, it fits where it touches. So, I mean, I think the paint match on this side is a lot better. But I haven't polished the side of the bonnet up, I haven't polished the side of the door up, so... I mean, panel gaps are okay-ish. I mean, these are just Chinese copy replacement parts, so... what do you expect, really? So the next thing we need to do now is I need to take the side repeater out of the old wing, get that in, get this little foam piece in, which is like it's a little bit of a backer really, stop all the dirt and rubbish going into the door aperture area. So we'll get that in, and then I can't remember where I've put the wheel arch for this one. I think it's outside on the scrap pile. So I'm going to have to try and dig that out, and I'll show you how I make a template for the new trim. Right, I've got the old trim. We are replacing all these trims on the side here just because they're available, and you can see where someone's tried to polish it up, scuffed all the trims, there's overspray on them all, so just replace them. They're available and brand new. So as I said, trying to get some kind of template off the old wings was pretty much impossible. So we're going to have to make a template, and I think the easiest way that I could think about doing it, let me get bloody pliers. The easiest way I thought about doing it was to use the old trim. Let's get these little Christmas trees out. Like that, 7mm drill bit fits in here lovely, and you're just trying to go as square as you possibly can to where the trim fits. And last one, you sort of like have to see where the old trim sits. It's not like right up against the edge of this hole here. And that is our template. And the idea really is to try and get this as close to factory as possible. You can see this edge here just lines up with the edge of the wing, and then down here you sort of have to just eyeball it really, but there is a lot of step in the plastic where it meets up with the swage line. Hold it in place, but there is a little step in the actual plastic, and it actually steps into the swage line. So I think as long as you're sort of roughly in place, and then again with your 7mm bit, just mark it. You should have some nice little reference marks now. Right, so new trim, ready to go on. Now these measure up at 9mm, so I think I'm going to drill 8mm. I think I drilled 8mm last time, and see if we can push it on. If not, we'll just have to open the holes up a little bit more. But a bit of double-sided 3M tape that doesn't stick on the other side. But again, I don't really want to do this, but I might have to get a little bit of tiger seal in there just to hold the trim on, because I would like to make it removable still. Right, and hopefully this should just clip into place. There we go. And hopefully and voila. Right, so this is the accessory side skirt that you get on the accessories page of the catalogue, I guess. That's just a little bit wider. It's got this little silver trim thing, probably to replicate some kind of rock bar or rock slider type thing. Now I have fitted the other side and that was absolutely shocking. Couldn't get it to fit, so I then ordered another set. They're only about 35 quid, but I ordered another set because I think I've had the other set for so long I just stored them wrong basically, and they warped, and the other side fitted and clipped in place, but still not great. But you can see the cut marks. You can see, I think these are original pieces of side skirt that just cut and glued on, but yeah, I don't know. But you get some fitting kits as well, so all you need to do is just slide some of these on, literally work your way from the back, clipping it in through all the holes, and then giving it a good old bang and sliding it towards the front, and then you stick these bits in, and these bits literally sandwich between the plastic there and the metal sill bit there. So let me get all these in place and then we can try and fit it and see if this side fits any better. Right, that one is fitted. Same problem as the rear and the other one, that just wants to push this clip out again. And on this side only, the other side's fine, but the side skirt is overlapping the wheel arch. So yeah, I could imagine that. Let me get up. I can imagine that every Rover dealer that fitted these as an accessory from new, we're like, please God no, because that was a nightmare. They don't fit right, and yeah, probably why they've still got something left in stock, because they're just crap basically. But we'll see how long they last anyway. They might just fly off the first trip down the road. But I have got another set here. I've got some spare clips as well, and I've bought extra clips just in case. And if the second set flies off, then I'll just revert back to the original Streetwise side skirts. But I think what I'm going to have to do on this side is I'm going to have to whack a little bit of tiger seal in there and just, I don't know, get a ratchet strap and a block of wood on the chassis leg, wrap it round onto this bar or something just to hold it in place overnight. But we'll do that later on. Next thing to do is to get the wing stays on. The wings, which are, well, that one's disappeared, but the other one, get them in place, get the nuts on so they're supporting the wing, and then get the bumper on. Well, I don't know what nuts go on the bottom of this because I can't find any illustration to show what nuts go on the bottom. The only illustration I've got is the actual bracket and the bolt that goes from the bracket to the actual body of the car. But I have found these little spinny washery type nuts. I think they come off an MGF. I can't tell you where off an MGF, but definitely inside the door, I think, by the looks how clean they are, but they fit perfectly. We are going to be shiltsing or wax oiling all the threads on all these bolts and all on the back side of all these clips before we put the arch liner on, so don't worry about that. Right, I guess it's time to stick the bumper on. We do have a little bit of an issue in the sense of where the wing bolts up to the bumper, there should be a plate with two studs that sits on top of the wing, and studs will come through the holes here. Haven't got that, can't find it anywhere, so we are just going to have to nut and bolt it. And yeah, we've got some Rover bolts, so we'll make something good, I guess. We'll see what happens. We have a fitment issue, shall we say. Can you see what the problem is yet? That arch it's tight against the wing, isn't sitting properly. I guess that'll have to be what that'll have to be. The arch is right up close. I can't get anything in between the actual wheel arch and the wing itself. Go around this side, and that's pretty much perfect. It's pretty much perfect, look. So I guess it will be what it will be. Right. Let's get some bolts in. Right, time to get these arch liners back in. Now a bit grubby, so we'll give them a quick wash before we put them all back in. The bolt situation for under the bumper. Just some big repair washers. As I say, the middle one's rotted out, so we couldn't do anything like that, but some big repair washers and some stainless bolts and some grease. So again, that can all come out. And then we'll just whack all the clips and all the bolts underneath here with some wax oil, under sealy wax oil stuff, just in case I need to take it apart, and it just makes things easier basically. So I've greased all the bolts going in as well, so yeah, hopefully if you ever have to take it apart again, it should all just fly out. Right, let's get this washed first. Right, wheel arches, clean-ish, I guess. Got all new screws, all new plastic push rivets. Again, just all come off from my brothers. They had them in stock. I think I ordered what they had left, so whether they'll get any more, I don't know. But as you saw by the state of my push rivets and bolts and stuff, yeah, that was no good. Right, there's a couple I can't get in, purely because that one at the top here is, well, there's no metal behind there because it's rusty. What? Rusty? I can't see no rust. Anyway, and this one up here, just purely because that won't go all the way towards the metal. It's like a 2 or 3 mil gap in between the plastic and the metal, and these little clips aren't quite long enough. So we've got enough in, we've got some screws in, so that will hold it all in place. Right, so the last thing to do is just get this wheel on, and that'll be this side all buttoned up. Right, so that's that side all buttoned up. Just got this side to do now. So yeah, just wheel arch liner, wheel. I did try and adjust this a little bit. Now what I've done is I've taken the little Christmas tree clip out of that one. I've still got 1, 2, 3, but I haven't got it this one. And it seemed to be sitting a lot better than what it was. So yeah, I think I might just get a little bit of when we do the clips at the back, I might stick a little bit of tiger seal in the back of the hole in the wing, just squirt a load in there and then push the trim onto it and then tape it into place and let that set. But yeah, right, let's get this wheel arch liner on, let's get the wheels on, let's lower it down, and then that is literally job done. Right, as you can see by the clouds of smoke, I have had this started. The battery's completely flat, so I am going to have to charge it, but everything is all done. It's on the floor, all the wheels are on, wings are done, wheel arches, side skirts. We are just going to have to just put a little blob of tiger seal in there, and again just on this front wheel arch trim here. I don't think it's going to go anywhere, but, and again probably just on this rear quarter here, on this side skirt, again like the other side, just a little blob of tiger seal and just glue it into place. Yeah, so that is all done, makes it look 10 times better. Right, let's shut this bonnet. I even put a new little bonnet stay clip in there. So yeah, because that was broken, that was hanging on to the, well, that was resting on the coolant pipe and on the heat shield for the exhaust, so that was nice. There we go. As I say, being aftermarket wings from China, again, they just fit where they touch basically. If you can get yourself some decent original ones, that'd be good, but you can clearly see the slight colour difference, but I think that's more than acceptable considering the state of the car when we first started. I mean, you sit here and you look at the bonnet and you look at the wing and it looks absolutely fine, but again you look here between the wing and the door, slightly different. But if you come from a different angle, almost looks better. But again, if you look at the colour difference between the wing and the bonnet, so it's in different lights basically. I just think because they've painted over the black e-coat rather than primed it with grey primer, I think that's why it's a little bit darker than the rest of the car. But yeah, you can clearly see I ain't done nothing with this side of the bonnet. But we are going to have to give this a good old machine polish. I've already scratched the wings. Not bad, just like dust basically. Well, rub dust off. You can see all in there. So we will give it a good machine polish, and I might do what I did with the Metro, and I might actually ceramic coat it, because that'll then bring all the trims back up to like a decent spec, a decent level, make it look black again, or dark grey, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, we are all back together, and I'm pretty sure that this has run out of MOT now. So I think the next job is going to be just stick it in for an MOT and just see if it fails and what it fails on. So yeah, that is going to be the next job. I could do a like pre-MOT inspection or whatever, but to be fair, I think it's pretty solid apart from the rust, but you can't see that now. We've got the sill covers on and the wheel arch liners on, so, and it's not exactly structural. So yeah, apart from that, I think the rest of the car is absolutely fine. So we'll just have to go with that, and we'll just repair what it fails on basically. As I say, this is just a winter beater for me. So just down these country roads, single track country lanes, this is an ideal car for winter. Right, so I think that will do it for this video. Hope you liked it. I hope you got some information out of it more than anything. Yeah, and we'll see you in the next video. I don't even know what it's going to be yet. Haven't got a clue. So I'm going to go away, have a think, see what we can do next. But the next video on this will probably be doing the MOT stuff. I don't think I'm going to get it on the road until about November-ish time anyway, when the weather really starts to turn and it starts to get really dark. And again, I've still got that red MG3 that I taxed for 6 months, 3 months ago. So 3 months ago, might even be 2 months ago. So I've still got some tax left on that. But anyway, enough waffling. We will see you in the next video.